Michael went from being Super Saiyan in the second film to Halloween Kills to being fucking Old Man Jenkins in these fucking film because he got his ass kicked by Corey. I can't believe that shit. Like Corey could have killed Michael. Corey could have killed Michael in that scene. We'll get into this. So we got S tier, A tier, B, C. So you guys know that I like to I like to customize this, make it myself, put a little comment, different one. So we're gonna put as the bottom tier is gonna be trash. Second tier is gonna be washable. So we're gonna put over here classic. Put over here. I think there's too many categories for. Oh, okay, so we got. So S tier would be like OG. You know that's the OG. That's like those need to be there. Then we're gonna put mid here. Mid and classic. We're gonna start from there. We're gonna pick them just like how they are at random. So we have number 5. Okay, we have Curse of Michael Myers, this is Return of Michael Myers. And then where's Curse of Michael Myers? Is this Curse of Michael Myers? No, this is Curse of Michael Myers. And this is Halloween 5. I don't remember Halloween 5. Let me refresh myself. The Revenge of Michael Myers. So there's the Return of Michael Myers, the Revenge of Michael. Oh my god. Yeah, this is the one where Mike. Oh my god, this is what the fucking. I'm not even gonna talk about this. We have to. Okay. So I know this tier list is very short, so we're gonna get through it like fast. Cause this is like the worst fucking look at this shit. It doesn't even fit the guy that's wearing it. Look at this shit state. This is the mask from Halloween 5. This is horrible. This looks like the fucking mini Michael. The fucking mini Michael that I have back there. So, okay, I do remember this is one of those films that's. Oh, wait. Is this. Yes. So, this is the one where. I forgot his fucking name. Jamie? Is it Jamie? Yeah, Jamie. This fucking kid. She has like a psychic connection to Michael. And Michael, in the one before this one, which is the Return of Michael Myers, he got fucking shot. Like he got shot like 20. 30 like shotgun shells, dynamite. So Michael falls down this fucking hole. He lands in this river. He's like floating in the goddamn river, almost like fucking. And he gets rescued by this fucking homeless dude. And then he spends like 2 years in a coma. And then supposedly now this girl, Jamie, because in the end of that film, Jamie supposedly does the same thing that Michael did when he was a kid and kills her mom or badly injures her because they made this film, right? So she doesn't actually kill her. And she gets sent to like a mental hospital too, but it's like a kid mental hospital where they get to do activities and shit. And she has like a psychic connection with Michael. She can see when Michael is like trying to kill people and shit like that. And then because of that psychic connection, this is where they reveal the cult of Thorn. Michael wakes up from the coma. So, oh fuck. So we're already getting into like very controversial kind of like territory because a lot of people remember and like this film. I've seen this film twice, and to be honest, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm in between watchable and trash, and this opinion might change once I kind of refresh myself with the other fucking like number 4, number 6. But right now, I'm gonna leave it in trash. Like Halloween 5 is fucking trash. Like that mid movie, like in between like the end and the beginning, is fucking trash. H2O. So let me make this clear. If H2O was the last Halloween film, like supposedly this timeline was just the original film, and then H2O, and then they chopped Michael's head off, and that's where it ended. If that were to just be like the end, I would consider this even an OG. And if they blacked out Michael's eyes, and then they didn't have the CGI Michael mask also, but sadly, because of the reason that we have Resurrection and because of all those flaws that I just mentioned, it's not even a classic. To me, it's a mid. It has very good, like, it's quick, straight to the point. It's a nice kind of like return to the franchise after so many years. And it's one of the first ones that I actually saw. But I still, as an adult, I've rewatched it and I'm like, this movie's it's okay. But they fuck it up with a bunch of other like crap. Even the editing is a little bit weird. So we're going to leave it out here at mid. So we have Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Let me refresh myself on that one. Oh yeah, we got fucking... Jesus Christ, these masks were horrible. Fuck, I thought this was a meme. And look at the mask. Look at this one. Jesus, man. What is wrong with this Michael mask? So, yeah, Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. To be honest, I consider this one's a classic. It's a little, when I first saw it, it was kind of like, I already knew, like, the others already came out. But I consider this one's a classic because it's kind of like a return to the franchise. It's fucking, again, they had number 3, which had nothing to do with Michael. And then they bring this one because people wanted Michael back. And it kind of gave it a nice twist where putting Jamie in it. But they fuck it up with number 5 and number 6. Oh wait, I'm actually wrong. This is not the one. So this is number 4. And now we have Curse of Michael Myers, which is 6. Oh my fucking god. Here's the one. Paul Rudd's in this film. First of all, the mask, I like it. I actually like the mask in this film. It's very cool. I like the 2000s feel of this film because this film feels very 2000, like 2000. Like check this out. Even look at Loomis. He trades his fucking like gray, like his fucking, what is it, khaki jacket for this fucking bullshit. But like even everything's great. That's Tommy Doyle, by the way, right here. So what happened with this film was the fact that this film has 2 cuts. It has the original cut and it has like the director's cut, which is basically, this is the OG version of the Snyder cut. And I know they released the director's cut in some certain DVDs, but most of the ones that a lot of people have seen has been the original cut. And this is where they fucking just go balls to the wall with the Cold of Thor. Like, they just go crazy with it. Like, I believe in one of the endings, Michael gets stopped when they put a bunch of rocks around him, like a fucking shrine. And then, sadly, this was the last film that Dr. Loomis was going to be in because the original actor passed away. He even passed away during the filming and when they were reshooting some films because the director's cut was the original that came out and they didn't like it. I mean, the producer's cut. My bad. Producer's cut. The director didn't like that producer's cut, so they changed it and they reshot some scenes. And they reshot some scenes including, like the doctor and scenes that were deleted and shit. But this one's like, this is like all over the fucking place. Like this. Let me put it on tier list. Do you know what's the only thing that kind of saves this film from being like trash? Is the fact that it has one of my personal favorite masks in the whole series, and because it has some nice kills. I do remember a bunch of kills from this film. Like, it was very nice. So I'm gonna put it as a watchable. It's not mid. Like, I wouldn't just go for it. If I have a choice, I would watch H2O. But yeah, I'll put it on watchable. Let's get on to this one. I know this is gonna be a lot of people are gonna hate me for this opinion. A lot of y'all are gonna hate me for this opinion. Halloween 3, The Curse of the Curse. I was gonna say The Curse of the Witch. The Season of the Witch. Season of the Witch. So, the infamous Halloween movie that has no reference, no continuity to Michael Myers. This movie has nothing to do with Michael Myers. To give you a kind of summary about the plot, this guy right here is kind of like a detective, and there's this company that's called, I think it's called, what's it called? Let me see if I can find it. Lucky Star or Lucky 6, something like that. And they make these masks. I have one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I have one hanging here. It's like a fucking air freshener. And they have these 3 masks. And the plot of the film is there's fucking even cyborgs in this film. We have to I'll get to the point in a second, but the plot of the film is they're selling these masks, and supposedly at like 8 p.m. or something like that on Halloween, they're gonna play a commercial, and anybody that has these masks on, their heads are gonna like fucking like shrink, and like fucking maggots are gonna come out, so they're gonna kill kids with these masks. And that's the whole movie and the plot of the film. That it's just a different film. So the history is the fact that John Carpenter he didn't want to make even a second film. He got pushed by the actual like production company to do a second film because his idea was to make an anthology film like Creepshow, where each Halloween had a different story. And this was his attempt. He did Halloween Season of the Witch. The movie sold because a lot of people thought that Michael was going to be in it, but then it plummeted because Michael was not in the film. He's actually not even like in the same universe because there's a trailer for Halloween playing in the background in one of the TVs of this film, which is like even crazier. But if this movie was not called Halloween, this is a great horror / sci-fi old school film. I like the plot. It's very good. It is. It still is to this day. So taking the name Halloween of it, everybody's gonna hate me for this, but Halloween Season of the Witch is an OG. It's a great sci-fi horror film. I'm sorry, it's a hot take, but I enjoy it as a standalone film. So this is what it does. So I'm just gonna play a clip. El Diablo. I'm just gonna play a clip of what it happens when the kids see the commercial, so you guys can understand what this film is. Silver Shamrock. That's what it's called. That's what the fucking movie's called. I mean, the company's called. There's like androids and shit in this film, so they're like testing.
Mr. Carpenter will be here and everything will be fine. He just wants my opinion about some television commercials or something.
Okay, so look what happens when the kids when they put the mask on and they see the commercial. It's fucking like terrifying though.
It's time. It's time. Time for the
No, this is just the same old stuff.
Okay?
is come. All you lucky kids with silver shamrock masks, gather round your TVs.
Yeah, they put it on. Look.
Put on your masks.
Supposedly, if you put it on, you see
Don't
something.
get too close. You'll ruin your eyes.
Jack-o'-lanterns. Gather round and watch.
Yeah, in the commercial, they're like, "Oh, put it on so you can see the thing." It says, "Watch, watch, watch." And fucking like, look at that shit. It's like flickers on the kid's eyes. That's the chip. That's the thing that makes the mask like do that shit. That's fucking terrifying. That's the thing. That's so if we take the name out of it, it is a good film. Like it's a classic. See the fucking bugs start coming out of the kids' mouths and shit. Crickets. I don't know why, but yeah. Obviously, this has to be like the censored because they can't put like a kid puking out fucking like guts and shit. You know what I mean? As a standalone film, it's good. It's a classic. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it as an OG because I like it. Okay, I'm actually gonna leave ends for the end. But let's talk about Halloween 2018. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There's a couple that are only gonna be here on the OG, and Halloween 2018 is an OG for me. It's good. It feels like a proper sequel. I know that it's 40 years afterwards, but it feels like a proper sequel to the original. I know that there's a lot of controversy with the other ones, and there's a lot of controversy with David Gordon Green and him making films and all that shit. Let me take my headphones off. But Halloween 2018 is very good. It has excellent kills, and it gave me something weird when I first saw it. When I actually saw it when it came out the same day it came out in 2018. I live in Puerto Rico, so we get new movies a day before they get them in the US. So you guys get them Friday, we get them Thursday. So I technically saw it like before it came out, and I saw it first like first showing, like literally the matinee show. And I remember there's a scene in this film, and this is just me remembering like back then. There's a scene in this film where Michael's walking through like the Haddonfield, and there's kids trick-or-treating and all that. And in the background, funny, you can actually see the nurse and the doctor or the other nurse that are in the second film in the background. So he's walking through that, and he bumps into a kid, and the kid kind of walks off. There's like a single shot where he goes around the house, and then he kills this chick, and then like you can see it through the window. He's coming through the back, and it's Michael doing like his first killing after he gets out. And it gave me chills because that's when I kind of realized. Because keep in mind, I've seen Halloween. I'm like the Rob Zombie. I've seen the original timeline. I've seen 2000, and till that moment, right? I thought it's Michael as something like mythical almost because of the Cult of Thorn and what happened in 2020 and not 2020 and in H2O. And when I first saw it, I'm like, God damn, Michael's just some dude that just likes to kill people. He's just like he's a fucking psychopath. Like he's just going around freshly out of the fucking mental hospital. He's just body, fucking, and then they ramp it up in kills, which we'll get to that in a second. And then you get a nice end to it. Like, it actually ended. Obviously, I knew there was going to be a third, like, 3 films, like, in the actual series. So, when that one ended, I was so excited to see the rest of the ones. So I'm like, how are they going to end each film? You remember that? I was like, how are they going to end each film? Like, how are they going to kill Michael on each film and then kill him in the end? And we'll get to that because that's a whole idea that I have talking about the whole David Gordon Green series, which I'll get into it. I'll probably make a video on that, to be honest, in the future about that, too. But yeah, when it comes to the kills, it comes to the story, it comes to the fucking like even the music in the film, because that new track, the Michael chases like Laurie's granddaughter, that fucking song, the new one that they fucking Carpenter did with his son, which was Carpenter too. John Carpenter did the song, the music for that movie. It was fucking great. Even that chase song that they made, it wasn't the original one. So to me, 2018 is a great fucking Halloween film. It's one of the OGs. And if it was a top 10, I would put this as my number one. Spoiler, like that would be my number one. And then obviously, 1978. I'm not gonna say this is not an OG. Till this day, we're gonna see it in a couple hours. We're probably just gonna sit here and watch it, and it still to this day gives me the heebie-jeebies. Just thinking about if I live in 1978 and that was happening. There's no cell phones. There's no internet. People are very like in this moment where times are changing because of war and shit like that. And people are very crimes raising at the time because it's 1970, and people are very like secluded in their homes. There's a scene where Lori's running through the neighborhood screaming and no one's coming out. So just thinking about living in that time and thinking about this as what could be like the worst case scenario. It's even in 2018 they make a reference to this. They're like, oh, some dude killed like 4 kids in 1978. That's normal nowadays. Yeah, but think about it with that kind of mentality. Think about it in if you were in the 1970s and you had to face a guy that came into your neighborhood to do all that crazy shit. That would be like insane. Now, this is going to be a little controversial, but if you've seen this, Rob Zombie's Halloween. So, let me give you my naive thoughts about this film and then my thoughts when rewatching these two films. Well, let's talk about the first one. So, when this first came out, I was very excited because that was when I was actually at my peak of like my obsession with like Michael and discovering the new films and all that. So it came out when I was like into like getting into the Halloween series. When I first saw this on theaters, Rob Zombie has kind of a style where it's very shocking and very in your face and very like violent. Like he has a violent style. And when I first saw it, I loved the whole film. Like I loved the background. I love how they gave Michael an explanation. If you haven't seen the 1978 one, they don't give that much of a background to how Michael basically killed his sister. He just kills his sister. That's it. They end the scene. It's like a 5-minute scene. But Rob Zombie kind of took it to a whole new level where he gave you a background on how Michael turned into this kind of psychopath, and it kind of humanized you to a certain degree, which is something that I really didn't want to feel for Michael, especially when they do the second one where they kind of even try to humanize him even more. For those who watched the second one, the Rob Zombie ones, I liked what Rob Zombie did with this film. It's cool. It has a lot of like Rob Zombie-ish cliches, but this is, to be honest, other than the Nick Castle Michael Myers, like the 2018 Michael Myers, 1978 Michael Myers, this is one of my favorite Michael Myers like designs and portrayals. Like this Michael is actually fucking scary. Have you seen the Michael from the Rob Zombie films? Like this Michael is fucking scary. So this Michael's terrifying. This Michael is terrifying. He's very violent. So like I like this film. They fucked it up with the second one. To be honest, I'm gonna put the Halloween Rob Zombie one. I'm in between mid and classic. I'll put it as classic. As a film by itself, it's good. And if you look at the deleted ending where Michael gets his shit blown off like with a fucking magnum, you get a definitive ending. So as a standalone film, it's good. As a fucking this shit, oh god, we'll talk about that in a second. Halloween Kills. I'm gonna give you guys a hot take, and I know most of you guys are probably not gonna like it, including the fucking the horror community, which is like full with people who have elevated horror, almost fucking bloody knives up their asses. Halloween Kills wasn't a film for the people in the film. In fact, the fact that a lot of people, this is one of my theories, the fact that everybody got annoyed by people screaming "Evil dies tonight" and people annoyed by the extra scene of the fucking mental patient jumping off the building and killing himself. If those scenes annoy you, it was because my theory is this movie was a Michael Myers starting film. You were supposed to have your focal point on Michael's body count. This was his film. The reason why you get annoyed by the people and the Evil Dies Tonight and all these scenes is because you were supposed to. You're supposed to get angry at the town and how they're reacting, how stupid they are. It's a cliche. It's meant for you guys to be like, oh shit, these people are fucking stupid. The reason why there's a fucking montage with fucking Michael returning and fucking killing everybody, because this is supposed to be a Michael film. I heard you sign. What is your opinion? What? No. No, I'm done. That's it. I'm just gonna put it as a fucking classic. I enjoyed the film a lot. I like that Michael turns into Michael Wick in this film. I enjoy it. It's part of it. It puts Michael in a pedestal, in a certain pedestal. Yes, you were saying.
Evil dies tonight.
That's the whole point. You're supposed to hate them. That's the whole point. Yeah, that's the whole point. You're supposed to hate the people. You're supposed to get annoyed by them. Now, Halloween Resurrection, we're not going to say too much about this film. This is all I'm going to do. Halloween Resurrection is the one where Michael gets ultimately defeated by Busta Rhymes. Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Look. Michael gets shocked in the nuts, and that's how he dies. Well, he gets kung fu kicked. I hate this fucking film. The whole premise of Halloween Resurrection. So, this one takes place after H2O. So, after Laurie decapitates Michael, the movie starts with a flashback to that film where Michael technically is not Michael because Michael killed a security guard, crushed his vocal cords, and got naked, I suppose, and switched like clothing with the security guard. And then what you see in the end of H2O, which is where Michael tries to kill Laurie, and then he gets decapitated, is actually a cop. And for some odd reason, they see a cop dressed like Michael, and then Laurie cuts his head off, and they're like, "Whoa, no, that's too much." Like, I get that this guy probably was the guy killing all these people, because he's the one that's dressed like Michael Myers. He's probably like a copycat, but you went too far cutting his head off. You're going to a mental asylum. So basically, Laurie gets sent to a mental asylum, and that's where this film starts. And not even like 10 minutes into the film, Laurie Strode fucking dies. And for some fucking reason, she kisses Michael, and then she fucking dies. But Michael, fucking trash, bro. I don't even have to say anything. Fucking trash. Now, we're down to 3 films. One good one, one horrible one, and one controversial one. So we have Halloween 2, the OG, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie, and Halloween Ends. We got one good one, one bad one, and one controversial one. So let's start like this. Halloween 2, I don't even have to say it. Halloween 2 is the OG of Halloween. To be honest, if it wasn't because the first one has such a big, like, biased place in my heart, it would be 2018, Halloween 2, and then Halloween 1978. Because this one took everything that the first one did and added just a little dash of Friday the 13th slasher film-esque gore. And even though the ending's kind of confusing and it leads to a whole different timeline that's horrible, number 2, to me, the kills are great. The Michael's a little bit more scarier. Yes, the mask is a little bit different, but Michael's a little more scarier. And it's a great film. So to me, it's an OG. Now, Halloween 2, Rob Zombie. This is if Halloween 3 is not a Michael film, this is even less of a fucking Michael film. Even though Michael's probably in it, and even though it has one of my favorite kills in the first like scene where Michael kills the guys in the fucking ambulance and like leaves. That was a great fucking film, like a great fucking like kill. But the rest of the film is just a fucking convoluted jar of puke and Rob Zombie-ish music video, Dracula, fucking Living Dead girl mixture of poo poo caca. Like, I don't even know how to say it. Michael's like has like illusions, like fucking psychotic breaks, and he sees his mom. And fucking Laurie is now like a psychotic mental patient. She's going crazy too. Dr. Loomis has become like the town crazy. Like, this film is just bad. But this film is fucking trash. Now, down to the big baddie. Down to the one that has a lot of controversy. Halloween Ends. The only thing that I like about that film is the end scene. The Laurie versus Michael end scene and the definitive end on how they killed Michael. That part. The rest of the film, the whole Corey thing, I don't get it. The editing is fucking horrible. The fucking acting from Corey is horrible. Michael gets his accent, but from a non-biased opinion, Halloween Ends is an entertaining modern horror film. And I'm not going to get a lot of shit for that, but it is. As a Halloween film, as a modern horror film, and as an end to the actual, this timeline, David Gordon Green's timeline, it's good. The whole idea with Corey, I'm not going to say it's super fresh, but it's different. It's almost humanizing. And I am one of the guys that defended the film when it first came out, saying that Michael was old. But then rewatching the first two films and seeing how much time has actually gone by, I realized that goddamn, Michael went from being Super Saiyan in the second film to Halloween Kills to being fucking old man Jenkins in these fucking film, because he got his ass kicked by Corey. I can't believe that shit. Like, Corey could have killed Michael. Corey could have killed Michael in that scene. And I don't like the vague kind of Michael is human, not human. Michael's like an entity kind of thing. So there's so much mixed feelings with this film that in the end, what I thought about is that they needed something. They needed a connecting story to have Laurie fight Michael, because it was already established in Halloween Kills that Michael doesn't give a fuck about Laurie. We all know that shit. We all know that shit. At this point, we know it. There's no relationship. Michael's just a killing machine. That's what he is. And Laurie feels like almost like an extra, but at the same time, all the history that Michael has and all the series, I'm sorry, but I got to give it to David Gordon Green. He kind of finished the saga, the Laurie saga, how it's supposed to be. And if the new saga that they're coming up with doesn't have Laurie as a main character, I'm okay with it, because Laurie's saga ended right here. So because of that, Halloween Ends is a classic, in my opinion. I love and hate it at the same time. So that's my tier list, guys. I'm probably going to post this on YouTube. So, yeah, we got Halloween 2018 as one of the OGs. To me is my number one. Then you have the original 1978. You have Halloween 2. Halloween 3 as a standalone horror sci-fi film is an OG for me. It could even be like in a different category. Like it should be. Like it should be like in an extra category down here. But yeah, I'll put it as an OG just because for the sake of it. Halloween 4, Halloween Rob Zombie, Halloween 4 Return of Michael Myers. It's a good callback to that timeline. I like the rawness of the style that Halloween like Rob Zombie had without the second one. Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. I enjoyed the David Gordon Green Halloween films, so they're gonna be like top tier for me. Mid would be 2020 Halloween H2O. The ending connecting to Resurrection just kills me. Curse of Michael Myers, fucking watchable if you want to watch like the whole series. But to be honest, I could skip the fifth one. I really don't care about it. Then you got Resurrection, Trick or Treat, motherfucker. That's all I have to say. And number 2, this is my tier list. Let me save this so I can post it on social media.